to this live. Forgive me, I am still a bit under the weather, but I am getting better. So fix this, and then pretty soon it's like, oh wait a second, now it doesn't even look good anymore because you like over fixed it. So, collective, if you've been trying to over fix a situation today, this message may be for you, okay? And if it's not your message today, like I say, just don't sweat it. I have lots of other readings. We do have a full moon coming up though, so some of this may be some strong energy, not only around you but around others that you are around. So, it's very important for us to protect our energy. And, say if you're an intuitive person or an empathic person, I mean, often people are drawn towards you, okay? And sometimes other people want to experience certain things that might be, you know, how do I say? Certain areas of life that have maybe been unexplored by those folks, okay? And that's why they feel comfortable coming towards you. However, they may not understand how to deal with this energy, these gifts that they've been given, and it may come out in a toxic way, right? We all have the power to choose. We've all heard those stories about people that grow up and like maybe their parents were horrible or something, and then like one of the kids goes off and does pretty well for themselves, and then maybe one of the kids goes off and doesn't do so great for themselves. Is that part of the product of their environment? Sure, but are some of those choices maybe that have been involved, like if somebody wants to choose to get into crime over and over again, you know what I'm saying? um, so we all yes, that's a choice we're making. Yes, going back to we are the world, keeping it simple. All right. So that's kind of this Disneyland or bust. I think I already cut these, but it's all right. I'm a shuffler. You guys know that if you watch my readings, I do shuffle, 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 shuffle these cards. So there's really no way that I can predict what these cards are going to say. And you know as well as me that sometimes things they just find a way of coming out, don't they? So what does this collective need to know here? And this is as bright as it's going to get. So this is a more of an evening reading. So I hope you are having a nice evening. I hope you had a good day. It's been fairly overcast where I am, so even a daytime reading wouldn't look much different. The Six of Wands collective, very interesting. Celebrate, yeah. Who's that? Madonna, yeah. The song Holiday. Maybe you need a holiday. Star, healing. Maybe that's where you're just not sure what direction you want to go in right now, collective. And hopefully that's your hardest decision that you have right now. It's like maybe you need a little getaway. Maybe you need to, go near some water. Maybe you like the mountains. Something that kind of just invigorates and recharges you spiritually. That's going to bring you into your best self and the best self that others are able to see and recognize within you. Okay. Ooh, so, yeah, we'll do some moonology later too, just because there is a full moon tomorrow. They're saying in Leo, so that might be in Western astrology. I don't really know what it is in sidereal. Whatever's before Leo, is it Cancer? Not sure. Maybe. Anyway, I'm not a astrology expert, by the way. I just know a thing or two, and I do recommend looking up your chart using both your Western and Vedic systems. There's lots of things on the internet that you can get for free to get the basic overview, okay? And a lot of us have already grown up understanding things about some of the signs. Five of Swords. In the foundation, that's, yeah, so choosing this direction for you, collective, has been very perplexing. It's been a challenge. It hasn't always been pleasant. And that could be a huge part of the reason why you need to get away right now from kind of that type of energy, because it's been kind of pooling up and it's almost like you didn't know what to do about it. Okay. But now it's kind of like knocking here and saying, well, you know, if you take a step away, you'll see that, this sword, like this sword right here, isn't really pertinent anymore, because you're not even like around that person, right? Maybe that's one of the kind of solutions that you're presented. I'm saying as an example, okay? So I think changing your viewpoint is definitely going to be significant here for you, collective, in this message, okay? The Three of Swords. Yes. So definitely for some of you, this could have been a romantic partnership that ended in some heartache. It just did not go the way you wanted. Like literally foundationally, then you're like, wow, was this just built on lies? And sometimes that's what we find out, right? And it's like, oh, wow. So then it's like, well, then what? You know what I mean? And then when I get back to that, sometimes these people are attracted to us, collective, but that doesn't mean they know how to handle themselves, okay? And then they end up, like I said earlier, spoiling the stew, because then when you have too many cooks in the kitchen, three's a crowd, isn't it? Yes. I wish I had somewhat of a better beginning message for you, but for some of you, you probably need to hear this. I mean, it is what it is. And this is kind of like that Disneyland or bust thing. Some people are so hell bent on making something look a certain way, yet the reality is it sucks. you know um I never went to Disneyland as a kid, and I'm sure there's something very magical about that. I did go to Disney as an adult, and yes, it is a magical place. However, it's also very stressful, and especially if you're in charge of children that are running around and don't want to mind you because they're in, like, this magic fairy tale land, right? um it's kind of shatters part of the illusion that we have, okay? And then again, it's like, well, yeah, it wasn't as, kind of how I planned that it was going to be. And that's why you're kind of like thinking about it now. And it's like, well, did something exactly go wrong? Maybe part of it was just the expectations. Maybe you just expected more out of other people. Than what you received, collective, and that might be why you kind of just need to cleanse yourself from some of that. I want to say misplaced energy, but for some of you, you may be literally led into the conversations where you thought like maybe you and this person like had some type of future, some type of anything, right? And obviously, when three's a crowd, it doesn't work that way, especially if not everybody is consenting to that, when people are literally lying and denying the facts of their feelings for other people. Yeah. Yeah. The Queen of Pentacles. Yeah. You're like, I got my bag, so I'm good. Collective, I'm going to turn down the stove like super quick. I see it like smoking a little bit, just the tiniest bit. So bear with me. Okay, sorry about that. Sometimes, the readings take on a life of their own. I wasn't exactly sure how long this was going to go. So, but here we are. And I'll continue on. Yeah, Queen of Pentacles, you're like, look, I'm just taking care of business at this point. I don't want to mess around with any of these kind of tomfoolery ideas because a woman of business would never do that. And when I talk about a person of business too, if you like watch some of these things about the old mobsters and stuff, you really understand they don't mess around with their money, do they? So and the expectation that a Queen of Pentacles would think about what kind of foolish person then you may be interacting with. And this is not to say that you made bad business decisions, made bad logic decisions, but maybe based upon what you were seeing at the time, things looked promising and then they just fell apart completely, right? And that leads to the disappointment, right? And that's fine. That's a part of human existence. You know what I mean? Otherwise, why would we ever celebrate our joys and, our healing journeys and all those other kinds of things, So, continuing on. Okay. The stove is not steaming as much, which is good. Although something was sticking to the bottom of the pan. It's probably my pasta. I'm not stirring it. Okay, what else does this collective need to know? Not about my pasta. The Justice card. Ooh, collective. Libra energy as well. I love this for you. It's like, yeah, away with this BS. Guess what? I'm going to get karmic justice. Because why? At your crown, you're like, got your mind on your money and your money on your mind. It's just, again, it is what it is situation. And you know what? If somebody missed out, they missed out. What are you going to do about it? Maybe they can play that song by Cher, If I Could Turn Back Time. And I'm sure they feel real sorry about it now, but at the time, did they really feel that bad about it? Likely not, if they were behaving in ways that were opposite of, the direction of this supposed, wondrous thing that they were going to have with you, right? Five of Pentacles. So you could be feeling like, or they're feeling like, yeah, you're like shutting them out, but really you're just kind of, you're like, look, I did what I could do, and now I'm moving forward. The semester is over, the grades have been calculated, it's been turned in to the system. You know what I mean? Like, that it's just what it is. Okay. And yeah, not everybody's going to enjoy the fact maybe that your grade looks a little bit different than what theirs is, given their experience maybe, or their age, or their opportunity. Yeah, a tower. That's going to be a tower moment for a lot of people here in your environment. Because they're going to look at you and be like, what makes them so special? But here you are again as the Queen of Pentacles. So I feel like for a lot of you that this is definitely for a feminine energy here that I'm talking to, okay? The thing is, somebody saw you as this, right? And they didn't treat you appropriately. They fumbled it completely. You know what I mean? Okay. All right. Well, I'm sure most of the ladies know anyway, when, you're growing up and you hear, guys, talking about like what they would do if they got a hold of so-and-so. And it's like, really? Because last time I checked, you didn't even know how to do oral on a woman. You know what I'm saying? like physically unable because, of some aversion to women, basically. But yet you think that they're going to be falling all over you? Why? Oh. Okay, now that we're clear, yeah, tower. Okay. Oh boy. I'm not talking about anything crazy here. I'm talking about the basics, folks. Okay. And trust me when I say they'd miss it if it was gone for them. For the 3 ones. Now, this is the period in the hopes and fears. Very interesting. I'm going to tell you why. It's because this, wherever you're going to go, however you're going to heal this, however you're going to resolve this collective, only you know where you're going with it. Right? These people or entities or whoever was around you in the past that gave you BS and basically broke your heart because of it, wasted your time, like however you want to dice it. And yeah, of course, then they see you like still like be like, what? Oh, like they're still like good on their own, huh? And they still just want to come after you like to get something. To get something. It's never to give anything, is it? It's just to get. Right? Like I said, because they don't, they're inept. I mean, in collective, these things are things that, people can learn at the local library. It's, I know we live in the age of technology and the internet and everything, but, some of this stuff has been around for a long time now. So, just the same as cartography has, maps. And that's what they can't figure out is where the H you're going to go next. Right? Because you're not telegraphing it anymore. You're not telling anybody, oh, I'm thinking about doing this and maybe I'll meet you here. Mm-mm. You just show up. You show up where you want, when you want. It's kind of funny sometimes when you see the looks on their faces, isn't it? It's one of them like, what's that? What are they doing here? Precious indeed. Precious indeed. Now, that could be part of the towers that these people are experiencing. Okay? Because again, their homework don't look like yours. Right? And then they're like, dang it, how did I screw this up? Because I thought I was better than so-and-so. No! Now we're getting to it. I thought I had more than this person that has this pittance, right? Oh, look at them over here. Oh, yeah, exactly. Second, they start thinking that collective. No, well, universe has a little surprise. Maybe the collective's not doing so bad after all. But it's not your job to educate people on this necessarily. It's your job to be, okay? It's your job to be in your role, all right? If they want to learn from that, that is up to them. We're talking about adults here, not children. So, now, again, use your discernment. I'm just saying, don't keep pouring into, this bottomless pit society type stuff, okay? Because it will never be enough for some people. Yeah, here's your outcome. And you are going to need to feel your protection around you, okay? And you have kind of, enveloped yourself with this because, yeah, you've had enough of that type of Again, it's not just tomfoolery. It's just it's like, this is what you want to do with your life? Okay. Count me out. I'm good. Like, I'm not here to try and be a jerk to people. You know, if that's what you want to do, good for you, I guess. You want to look down your nose at other people? Go for it. You want to test what the universe has for you and how it can turn at any second? I mean, no matter what you think of our previous president, he did go bankrupt a number of times. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, things happen, and then you can turn around again. I'm not saying he's the best example, but I'm just saying, way before he was president, all those things happened. Okay. So, you know, some people might be feeling like they're going bankrupt at this time if they're trying to compare what they've been building to you. And it's like, well, again, you can do that, but if you have two different architects, then you have two different sets of plans, don't you? Shouldn't take a rocket scientist to figure out that if you're copying off of somebody else's plan, it ain't going to work very well for you. You know? I mean, what's your foundation like? Are you building on a level ground just like the collective? Do you have the right materials involved for the climate that you're in? Or did you just say that looks like a good idea? I'll go for it. Okay. You know what I mean? Like, you might want to plan a little bit better next time. So that's kind of the feeling, But collective, like I said, don't worry about it too hard, because I mean, some people, this is as deep as they thought about this. And you here as the Queen of Pentacles knows that, whoa, you might as well just plan to fail right then. Right? If you don't make a plan, just plan to fail. Mm-hmm. Oh my God, you guys. Can't make it up. Your dreams need a practical plan. Doesn't get more practical than that. And the Queen of Pentacles to boot. It says full moon in Taurus here. It is a full moon tomorrow indeed. So if for some reason, collective, you've been under still an illusion that certain people are going to change, this should be the wake-up call, okay? And coming up shortly, yes. Show the world the real you. Full moon again. This time Aquarius. Yes. And here you are, the star Aquarius, celebrating the real you. Where can you do that at? You can do it in the here and now. Damn the torpedoes, full speed ahead. So that Disneyland or bust, maybe, it's what is this real you? What is that? That's what you need to be doing, right? That's your like Disneyland. You know what I'm saying? Where every day is a fun day. Where every day is a play day. You gotta wait in line at Disneyland. I mean, I'm not saying it's not without a little patience, not without a little work, right? It sure is fun. The answers you need are coming. Another full moon card. This one, Gemini. I think part of where you need to be next, collective, is that's going to be clarified here with this full moon as well. Okay. So if you've been thinking about making moves, and one of the things I said in my last video was, moving in silence. Okay. That's kind of a part of it too. Element of surprise. 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 Woo! One more, please, for this wonderful collective. Another full moon card: balance, spirituality, and practicality. So again, what I was getting back to at the beginning of at the reading, where it's like they want your energy, okay? That doesn't mean that you have to give it to them, okay? Even though you could consider yourself like a healer or somebody that is a caretaker, even somebody who has a spiritual business or whatever. Because if you have somebody, there's people that, will decline people getting tarot readings because they know it's just like they're asking like weird things and stuff. And it's like, no, I don't want to be part of that energy. Right? So, I think that's part of why some people don't give readings. I do personal readings, but I'm guided by what you need to know. I'm not gonna try and engage in nefarious work, okay? And that's part of this balanced spirituality with practicality, where it's like, yeah, I know how to do this, but I'm doing it so that I can be successful and move forward with my life, right? Not so that I can just have a bunch of people like hanging off of me, like, and them not actually doing anything, okay? Like a barnacle on a ship, okay? You know what I'm saying? So, and that's the thing, is when you're dealing with adults, like, they should know better, right? And once you find out better information, collective, what do? You do better as well. And again, that's why you're here as the Queen of Pentacles. And, you're being recognized for that justice. Like, your good karma is not only already here, but still coming towards you, okay? So, as people see this balanced spirituality and practicality, again, it's, it's like when those people win the lottery and stuff, right? And it's like, then all of a sudden, oh, all the best friends you forgot you ever had, right? And it's like, they wouldn't even like, wave hello to you from like across the street. Why do you know that? Because you've witnessed it. Sorry if that was loud, collective, but there's probably a karmic or two watching, and it's like, yeah, F that noise, right? Like, oh, now you want me to pay attention to you because you think I can positively influence your well-being. So it's still like, it has nothing to do with wanting, like, caring about you. It's just, oh, I bet they could do they're still back to that. That's why they were that way to begin with, because it's like, since you weren't fawning all over them or whatever it was, they decided that you were a person of insignificance. Obviously, errantly so. Oh my God. It's like it's nice to visit Karmic City, but you don't want to stay there, right? You know what I mean? Like, oh my goodness. Anyway, I hope this resonated with somebody. If it did, please like the video, click subscribe. It helps move these messages around to the people that need them. And, never give up on your own dreams, collective. I mean, that is part of what, wakes you up every day. Kind of whether you know it or not, it's still a part of your subconscious, okay? So, for some of you, you may be like, you know what? I don't know if I really have that kind of, right? But that's what part of this is about. The answers you need are coming, okay? So, like I said, don't give up, and literally dreams need a practical plan. Okay, so maybe you want to save for a dream vacation. Okay, and it's like, well, how am I going to achieve that? Well, let's start at step one, right? Let's make a financial plan. Like how much is that dream vacation even gonna cost? You know what I mean? Like, do we even know that? Things like that is what makes the Queen of Pentacles the Queen of Pentacles. It's not only multiplying, enjoying that abundance, but knowing how to get there to begin with, right? You know. I think that's about all I got here. Mars is here, Libra, Aquarius, Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo, Gemini, Pisces. So please, until next time, manifest wisely. I hope that you continue to do your best to chase after those dreams. Just because the scales are starting to go in your favor. And I also feel like that for some of you, this kind of travel or even just like, going to visit a friend like in a different town for the weekend, I mean, it can be very simple. It can be very simple. Doing something like that is going to help keep you more in touch with the natural world, and the natural world is part of what's going to heal you, okay? And the natural world is also being practical as well, right? It's like, maybe you have a dog and it's like, wow, my dog would like some grass to run around in. You know what I mean? Like maybe that's part of it's like, okay, well, or you want a dog and you want the dog to go have some grass to run around in. Just things of that nature. Just think about like what you actually need out of life, okay? And then some of those plans that you want to come into fruition are going to become easier to attain, okay? So blah 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 blah. I'm gonna talk you to death here. All right. I'll see you later. Until next time, manifest wisely. Bye bye.